A little bit of background and also a disclaimer. So as a background, I'm a former hacker, ethical hacker, and when I was a kid, non-ethical hacker. And I traveled my life performing some cybersecurity assessments, and I finished as a chief security officer for a big financial institution. So I have the chance to know a little bit about security. Now the disclaimer part, okay? You will hear myself today in my own opinion as a cybersecurity expert, okay? And be aware that my legal department did not review my slides, and I really don't want them to review my slides. Also, I know a bit about cybersecurity. I talk to you about because it's a big part of my life, but I learn every day. Okay, so if you have any inputs, anything you want to share, any question you want to ask, feel free to do it. Okay, that's how I handle my cybersecurity life, I would say. To make a long story short, I don't have to tell you that we are facing more and more cybersecurity issues in our world. You just have to read the news, you just have to connect to the internet, you just have to watch CNN or any European media. You will see that we talk about hacking and cybersecurity every day, okay? The thing is that our landscape changed a lot, okay? Maybe 10 years ago, IT security, and we were even not talking about cybersecurity, but IT security was a place where nerds challenged other nerds, okay? It was geekland, white hat hackers versus black hat hackers. And I would say that at that time, security world was quite simple, okay? Hackers were using conventional tools. They were not state-sponsored. And it was somehow pretty straightforward if you were involved in the community. However, let's be clear, we are facing a paradigm shift. So from IT security to cybersecurity, this is not just a change of wording, okay? This is a real paradigm shift, okay? The challenges between white hat hackers and black hat hackers, it disappeared a few years ago. Now it's business first. White hat hackers protect business information. Black hat hackers try to steal some business information. Okay, they move from this, I would say, battle to a fight where next generation cyber mob is involved. We are talking now about cybersecurity mafia. And that's a true thing. Money is driving everything, okay? And we are seeing a drastic change into the threat landscape. Ransomware, crypto lockers, state-sponsored attack, country-based attack, contract-based attack, etc., okay? So if we take the pure evolution perspective, security is going through its own digital transformation, I could say. Okay, now you can change your incident classification, but the most important thing is maybe to align a strategy, a cybersecurity strategy with risks, and this is why the things change. Okay, we're not talking about geeks trying to IQ anymore. We're talking about mafia and cyber gang trying to steal information, and that's a real fact. Okay, so that's why several people in the cybersecurity landscape decided to introduce something called the cybersecurity kill chain. To be quite honest, this is pretty simple. This is no-brainer. The kill chain is just the way a hacker works. First, he do a reconnaissance phase, trying to see if you are a potential target. He scans your network, he scans your application. He tries to discover if you can be attacked or not. Okay. Then he exploits, meaning that he hacks. Okay. He goes into your network. He tries to steal the information and go to the next phase, that is the post-exploitation and maintaining access phase, meaning that he tries to stay within your information system as long as possible and extracting as much data as possible, okay? And then, as every good criminal, he tried to cover his tracks, but this is what hackers do on a day-to-day basis, okay? So it seems quite simple. However, as we talked about the paradigm shift, this cyber kill chain evolved a little bit in the past 2 years, meaning that we tried to match it to the information risk chain. Why? Because, as I said, okay, guys, the cybersecurity is not only a pure technical thing anymore. Now you have to talk with the business owners. So you need to match a risk or a part of this cybersecurity kill chain with something that a non-IT guy can understand. Meaning that when you are in RICO phase, in fact, a hacker tries to identify risks. When he is scanning, he's analyzing, and you need to analyze your risks. Exploitation, this is the evaluate phase. Then you treat the risk and you monitor. So we try to, I would say, match the two systems. However, let's be clear, the kill chain is still, okay, a way a hacker try to grab your data or try to hack you or try to get a grip on your money that is located in your information system, okay? So I tried here to select, because you can find a lot of things on the internet, I tried to select a kill chain 101 drawing that could be very simple to understand. And in fact, here, I think you got the essence of it, except that the covering his track part is not here. Okay, so here you can see that this is a path that every hacker can take, a script kiddie or a very advanced hacker. But, okay, is it truly existing? That's the main question. You heard me talking about risk, that things are happening every day. And is this cyber kill chain really existing? This is the point, okay? Is it a myth or is it a real threat? The answer is quite obvious, okay? It's existing. However, you will hear so many things about it that we really need to make some things straight today, okay? First, yes, threats are here. I will not talk to you about what happened to TV5 and what happened to a guy that displayed a password to the entire earth, but however, this is like this. Anyhow, okay, here it was a myth. See, this is the myth part, okay? It never happened like this, okay? However, if you take all those other public hacks, it was performed following the cyber kill chain. If we take Target, the guys took at least 1 year of recognition phase. They implemented a malware that stays into the target information system for at least an additional year. So they managed, following this complete chain, to get a grip on a lot of information and again on a lot of money. So yeah, it's true, and this chain is not a myth, and almost 90% of hackers are doing like this. So the truth is out there, I would say, right? But what is somehow a little bit scary is that it's bigger than what we think, okay? Now, we talk a lot about those things called APTs, Advanced Persistent Threats, okay? What are APTs, and are they linked to the cyber kill chain? So yes, of course, they are linked to it. And what are they? Pretty simple. APTs are next generation malwares that are implemented in a very silent way, following the cyber kill chain into your information system. They are silent, but very evil. They are designed to ever crash your complete information system or try to extract as much information as possible, okay? And again, are those APTs myths or real threats? They are real threats, because to be quite honest, and you can see here a bunch of possible future targets, I don't know, but we already discovered and several white hat hackers already discovered some next generation APTs in connected cars, in cloud systems, in foreign exchange transaction systems, and also in nuclear plants. Okay, so it's here, it's present, and a lot of hackers are playing with them. Okay, it's a true fact. If we take the next generation cloud providers, they face every day new generation attacks, and they try to protect themselves against them. Okay, so I would say this complete cyber kill chain is something pretty important to understand. But the big question is, can we counterattack? Okay, and this is something I heard a lot in this question that a lot of people are asking me nowadays. Okay, they are telling me, hey Vince, okay, you are a little bit frightening us with this. You're telling us that the cyber kill chain is existing, that all hackers or almost all hackers are doing some hacks in this way, but man, can you do really something against it? I would say that you need to develop new approaches, okay? You need to think like a hacker, and you need to adopt the cyber kill chain to your own defense mechanism, meaning that you need to transform the cyber kill chain into a cyber protection chain, okay? If you take the hacker's point of view, you will be able to simulate the steps that he needs to follow. And I'm not talking here about doing penetration tests on a regular basis. I'm not doing here about deploying next generation security monitoring tools. I'm talking here about adopting in your internal security processes the kill chain as a defense mechanism, okay? Meaning that you need yourself to do close recognition phase, or you need to try to detect those specific recognition phase. And for each step of the cyber kill chain, you must be able to think like an attacker. Okay? And remember, fear as a tool is going blunt. Okay? I said follow the cyber kill chain, but stop using fear as a tool. You can say to your boss, to CIOs, you can say to customers, if you're working in the cybersecurity area, you can say, hey guys, you're going to be hacked, it's going to be a catastrophe, everything will be destroyed, etc., etc. Okay, you need to think differently. Okay, maybe you need to play. You need to use gamification. You need to create out-of-box things in order to have, I would say, somehow an awareness and a security awareness created into your organization. Okay, and that's a little bit simple, I would say, from my own perspective. However, if you adapt to the kill chain each time a new way of thinking and to protect yourself, you will be able to see things in a different way. And I can give you some pretty straightforward example. I know a company that in order to detect recognition phase performed by black hat hackers, they decided to create an internal game within their IT department, aiming at offering something each time a security analyst discover a recognition phase. Okay, for the exploitation phase, meaning trying to detect better the infiltration or any phishing or backdoor, or maybe trying to protect yourself from backdoor and phishing. I know a lot of people that created also internal cybersecurity awareness based on funny things, comic books, role-playing games, homemade mobile apps and mobile games. Okay, they were trying to think differently, but following the attack kill chain. In order to detect also a huge amount of data that can be extracted from your information system, we know some customers of us or some other people in the cybersecurity landscapes, they decided to deploy business intelligence models to try to do real-time analysis. Here it becomes very technical. However, we can see that it works. It means that we bring to the cybersecurity game new things that maybe are coming from other fields of IT or other fields of business, okay? But this is by thinking differently and introducing maybe a part of gaming that things can trigger some new stuff. And especially I'm thinking to a case here at the exfiltrates part of the cyber kill chain. We know that there is a big use case in Australia where one university offered a prize to any student that might be able to detect a breach with a real exfiltration of data within the campus. And you know what? It worked, and it worked well. So coming back to the APT thing, to be quite honest, I said do things differently. Why? Because the thing you need to focus on are the things that are silent, and especially in the next generation cybersecurity area. Okay, the kill chain process and the kill chain by itself is not something new. Okay, however, it's changing every 5 or 6 months right now. We are seeing a lot of people that are working on new cybersecurity kill chain, trying to make them maybe more technical, trying to make them more funny. Okay, but the truth is, it's here, so it's the truth. But what is changing is the way you are following this chain. Okay, if we take something quite close as maybe the Target Act, okay, that was public, or maybe the brand new Sony hack that happened several months ago. Okay, everything was caused following the cyber kill chain, and everything was caused by the implementation of an APT. Okay, however, don't make me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to use the fear as leverage. Okay, because as I said, fear is going blunt. Okay, fear as a tool is going blunt. Following the cyber kill chain, maybe in some organization can be a little bit threatening, but as we are facing some attackers that are doing this, we need, I would say, to use the same leverages. Okay, so education is key, gamification is key, and creativity is key. Okay, maybe if I would have to add one last thing. Okay, and it's pretty straightforward. The path is easy for me to describe you this kill chain and to tell you that it's true and that a lot of hackers are following it. Okay, but don't make me wrong. Following it can be somehow a mess, and attacks are complex. Okay, even if the kill chain is simple to understand, attacks are in fact very complex. And we need to leave this complexity to hackers. Okay, we need to focus on pragmatism and simplification. We need to keep things simple, and we need to keep IT simple. Okay, and if we are focusing on the cyber kill chain, I think we can do things in a very simple way. Okay, it's pretty easy to explain to a CIO and to explain to an organization that his information system is at risk by telling him that every attacker is following something quite standard, then talking him about 0 days exploits, next generation firewall, full packet detections, and stuff like this. This is the end of the former IT security. And especially if you try and if you cope the cyber kill chain to the traditional IT risk chain, you will see that things are easy. That's my point of view, and I think maybe it's a little bit easy for me to say this, but if you follow the two chains at the same time, you will be able to anticipate quite in a good way new threats, emerging threats, a potential breach that can happen into your organization or into customers' organization. Okay, that's how it is. So yes, radical simplification is needed, and the cyber kill chain can help you to disrupt and to be disruptive. Okay, I know this is our theme this year from the SogetiLabs, the design to disrupt, but it can really be applied to cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is evolving, attacks are growing, and yes, they are more complex. However, if you give back, if you take back the complexity and bring back something quite simple as the cyber kill chain, and if you trust that it really exists and that it is not a myth, things can become simple. Okay? I will not tell you that everything is so simple as I'm telling it, but to be quite honest, if you make the cybersecurity world more simple, you will see that you can protect yourself and protect organization in a simpler way. Okay? And I think it's the end of my speech here, because if I have to add one and only thing, I asked you at the beginning of the webinar, I asked the question if it was a myth or a threat. The only good answer is that the cyber kill chain is maybe a threat, not a myth at all, but it's also a tool. Okay, and if you use it wisely, you will be able to improve your security posture. Okay, and that's the way I think, and I think a lot of people in the cybersecurity community, I think, are thinking like me. Okay, but as I said at the beginning, guys, that's just my point of view. If I have to state something official. Okay? Do you have any question?
Thank you very much, Vince, for a lovely session. I see quite a few of our cybersecurity experts in the webinar. So please, I see Edward, I see Kevin. Please feel free to ask your questions. Anybody? I see a question from Claude. Vince, would you like to take that?
Okay, sure, Claude. Games to address social engineering. Yes, we have some games to address social engineering. The best game to address social engineering is cybersecurity contest. Okay, to my opinion. So, quite a straightforward example. We know a company that organized a game for the customers, for their own employees. They said, okay, if someone is able to detect any social engineering attempt in the coming 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will receive an iPad. Okay, you can imagine what such an award can provoke into a company. However, it worked. Why? Because they decided at the same time to perform a social engineering intrusion test, and several employees managed to detect the attack. Okay, after the contest was done, they decided to publicly give the results, and they did another test 3 weeks later, and everything was better. So the game to address social engineering, yes, internal contests are a very good way to do it.
Any more questions, Edward? Okay, I see one question from Eric.
Okay, so yes, Eric, thanks for your question. Yes, we do help customers to create their own center of excellence. However, let's be honest, it's pretty rare that organizations ask us this. Most of the time, they ask us to link their own security department with our centers of excellence. Anyway, in order to create an internal center of excellence, there are 3 key elements. The first one is to be able to access to good cybersecurity knowledge base. So when we help a company to do it, we give them access to all those knowledge base, or we help them to find cybersecurity knowledge base that are accessible to them. Point 2 is at least to make your cybersecurity experts real experts, meaning that we give them some training in order to be at the top, okay? And third point is to create an internal continuous cycle and process in order to be always at the top. So we put the center of excellence into a PDCA phase in order to make sure that they will be always up to date. With those 3 criteria, you can create an internal center of excellence. So, okay, I see 2 questions, one from Claude, one from Eric. Let's take Claude. Yes, Claude, talking description, to consider inside machine as outside. Yes, we are seeing this, especially in the Internet of Things area. So we are currently working a lot on the security of Internet of Things, okay? And we try to consider an Internet of Things device either as internal and or external. So sometimes it's inside, sometimes it's outside. And security researchers are currently adapting the cybersecurity kill chain to such things. So your question is very good. And Eric, yes, cloud has a huge business and hacker potential, okay? And from a Sogeti Capgemini standpoint, yes, we are building specific offerings to secure cloud solutions. Okay, for example, we have some customers that are using Salesforce, and if they are a SOC managed customer, or if we are working on the CM business with them, we deploy specific CM rules and templates in order to monitor what is performed from a security standpoint into their Salesforce instance. Okay, but that's an area we are constantly evolving, security plus cloud. Any other questions? So, Russell, thanks a lot for this question. So, in my opinion, what organization best tracks emerging threats? So, I would say first type of organizations are cybersecurity national authorities because that's their job. Okay. Second, pure cybersecurity companies that have a research center. and that's our case. So hopefully we are in it. Third point, I would say that financial institutions have a lot and lots of good things to track the emerging threats, because they are partnering up with a lot of internal, I would say, country internal organization, such as National Computer Emergency Team and stuff like this. Okay, and fourth, healthcare. If I take the healthcare vertical, those guys are pretty good to monitor emerging cybersecurity threats. And Claude, about your suggestion on slide renaming, yes, I will do it, and that's a very good suggestion. Thanks a lot.
So do we have any more questions from anybody? Okay, it seems that's it. So if you have any other questions later on, you can always send an email to Vince, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer your questions. So thanks, Vince, for a wonderful session.